Hey, what's up? I'm Ga. We are in Outerplane currently. So I figured Tuesdays were kind of gonna be split videos between like Outerplane and Guardian Tales. Mostly Outerplane, but then if Guardian Tales has any major updates or anything that I really want to do or talk about there, that'll be in the second half of Tuesday's video. So starting off with Outerplane, we're just kind of continuing along the same path that we were last week. All the events and stuff seem to be on a 2-week schedule for this game, which is great. Lets you really kind of farm things out and prepare. And right now we have Guild Raid going on. So this is a little late, but I wanted to throw out some like tips for Guild Raid. So currently we have a Earth boss, so that's going to be weakness to fire. If anyone is struggling with this raid, there are a ton of team comps that you can put together, and probably my biggest advice would be to go for consistent clears. You don't want to have a run that has like maximum point potential, but then you also have the chance of failing. Give yourself enough bonuses or geases or whatever you need to be able to consistently clear the fight every single time. So one of the best ways to do that is to have a mono fire team. So the first team that I use is just kind of like a mixed team, if you will. So I use let's see, where is he? Where'd my K go? Oh, he's probably all the way at the end because he's not allowed today. I already did half of my hits. So this is my first team right here. It's pretty much cookie cutter. You want to have a defender because the boss has some nasty abilities. If you don't have a defender, they're going to prioritize the character in your lead position, which is this position right here where K is at. So they're going to prioritize that position, and they are going to get bonus effects on their skills and attacks if you don't have a defender in that position. So highly recommend putting a defender there. Now for your second team comp, if you don't have enough characters to make 2 full mono pyro teams or mono fire teams, this is currently what I am using. Kate is the other fire defender, so she's a natural choice for lead there. And then I have Fenrir and Parti here as well, kind of being my support / sub DPS. Honestly, I don't really have them heavily invested. Yeah, there's no gear on them right now, but when I do this fight, I'll use one of my presets. You see I got, my presets right here for Party, Fenrir, Kate, and Air. So I'll just click those over when I'm ready to go. But my party is barely invested, having level 2 skills all around, level 100, but not even max upgrade. Same thing with Fenrir and Kate. They're really just here for the weapon gauge, or the weakness gauge, whatever, damage, so that you can break the boss. And then Air is going to be the hyper carry for this team. She's going to be doing the vast majority of the damage here. So since I am missing Eternal, I basically can't do 2 separate consistent mono fire teams, so that's why I went with 1 fire, 1 mixed. And there's actually quite a few characters that you can use here. A couple of them surprised me quite a bit. So a couple of my guildmates have some of these characters a little bit more invested than I do personally. And Fenrir is surprisingly strong for this fight. One of my guildmates by the name of Zelink, shoutouts to Link, has a much more heavily invested Fenrir than I do, and his is actually slapping like pretty hard. It's crazy to see. Party actually, or Party, however you want to call her, actually does some pretty significant damage as well at higher investments. So if you wanted to prep some characters for the next time Epsilon comes around, I highly recommend investing in your Fenrir, maybe a little bit in your Party, but the one character that surprised me a lot, and I think it was GGA who, you know, kind of showcased her, was Leisha. Leisha was chunking the boss for big numbers. Like it was crazy. So Leisha is actually crazy good for this fight. If you happen to build her up in the early game, she's going to be amazing for you here and now. Yeah, she's really good. And then one of the more disappointing characters actually was Iris. So going into this fight, I noticed that the boss was not immune to burn. So I was like, yo, Iris finally has a chance to shine. But she just wasn't doing enough damage for me personally. And then if you look at some of the boss's Giases or Giai or whatever, the little bonus point things. So this one right here, so there's one that increases the resilience of the boss by 125, and one that reduces ally effectiveness by 225. So this basically just makes Party and Iris's burn gimmick really hard to use, and like kind of without that they lose a little bit of damage, but Party by herself, even without burn, still is pretty solid. I haven't really tested zero burn Iris, but I don't know. It doesn't sound good. At that point, I'd rather have Leisha, right? And then, let's see, what else was the guy going to say? So, this sleeping automaton took forever to kill. And if you guys are in a guild that has not cleared stage 5 of this, just don't worry about it. Start hitting the main boss. Because like the additional Gias, by the time that you finally kill the sleeping automaton stage 5, you're gonna have lost a lot of points and you're gonna fall behind. So I'm starting to think that maybe in the future, for guilds that aren't able to fully clear both guardians, you know, day 1 or 2, that it might just be better to get enough Giases, maybe clear like stage 4, and then have enough Giases to get your boss points to like 1,000,000 or so, and just start focusing on the main boss so that you guys don't fall behind in guild raid. Now, this guild raid is almost over. I think we're a little bit more than halfway through it at this point. So I wanted to help you guys prep for the next guild raid. So they released a schedule for guild raids, and it's basically going to cycle between Maxwell, Kasai, and Epsilon for the foreseeable future, probably until they flesh out the light and the dark elements so that we can actually have viable raid teams for those. But for now, it's going to be Maxwell, Kasai, and Epsilon. So Maxwell was a water guild raid boss, and from what I am told, because I was not around at that point, Maxwell could only take weakness gauge damage when he was poisoned. So if we go look at Earth heroes that can poison, there is literally one, and it is Lane, and she only does it on her ultimate. So this is a 4-turn cooldown poison applicator. Not super great. So if you guys are big into Guild Raid, I would recommend picking up Nadia if you haven't. She seems like she's going to be a staple in the Maxwell Guild Raid when that comes back around. And also, if you guys haven't picked this up yet, you need to, because I think that this weapon here, I can't look at it in the shop, but it's this one in the event shop. So go pick that up, you guys. I'll go through my inventory and find it real quick. It should be here at the bottom. So this one right here, the Secreed Edge, it has a chance to inflict poison on a random enemy, and I don't know if the Maxwell raid is a solo fight, like if it's just Maxwell, then this weapon is going to have big stocks. So at max refinement, this goes up to a 75% chance to inflict poison, and you can throw this on pretty much any ranger that you bring to your team as a support, and you will always be able to do weakness gauge damage as long as you can hit that 70% chance to poison consistently. So this weapon right here seems like it's going to be really good for the Maxwell raid. Nadia and Lane seem like they're going to be very helpful in that raid as well, being able to do weakness gauge damage consistently thanks to poison. Now they might fix that for the next time Maxwell comes around. They might remove that gimmick, who knows, maybe they'll change his element. But going based off of history and what I know about the fight, those are my 3 biggest recommendations for that raid at the moment. If I get any new information, I'll probably make a new video about that. But that's pretty much all I really had to talk about today, other than our current event boost, I guess you want to call it. So we're getting a drop rate increase for these 3 fights right here. So all of the drops for these fights have been increased by 30%. So now is a great time to do some farming for your armor pieces, or you know, if you're farming for the who's a whatchamacallits, the let me see here, what are these things called? The seals. If you're farming for seals, this is another good time to farm for those. So yeah, that's probably what I'll be using my stamina on, because I need some better armor, that's for sure. And with that out of the way, that's pretty much all I had as far as Outerplane goes today. If you guys have any more questions or comments or concerns, definitely throw those in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer all your guys' questions. If you have any suggestions or recommendations, like if you don't know how to build a certain character, what stats or whatnot you should be focusing on, throw those down there too, and I will probably use that inspiration in my next video. So let's go ahead and move on to Guardian Tales now. I'm going to keep Outerplane running in the background just for the music, but I'm going to go over to Adventure so Nadia doesn't talk our ears off all the time. Alright, so this is the official documentation from the official Guardian Tales website on the big update that we just got. Let me see if I can zoom in here. I cannot, but I will copy this and I'll put it in the link in the video description if you want to check this out yourself. I'm not going to read all of this word for word. I'm going to kind of skim through it. So starting off, we got a new hero, Beach Knight Shapira. So she looks pretty poggers. Definitely a cutie. She is a light character. She gives light type attack to your team. That's awesome. We got 2 new weapons. One is the weapon you get when you pull her. It's a shovel. And then the other is her exclusive weapon, which is also a shovel. So yeah. We got 2 new shields added to the shop. I haven't checked those out yet, but those sound pretty cool. And there's a new stat that looks like it's going to be on those shields called critical resistance. So this is basically the opposite of crit chance, except for your character being applied to the enemy character. So like when you're hit, it lowers enemy crit chance, essentially. Oh, okay, so they're in the Huntsman Memento shop, and also it looks like 2 new accessories have also been added to that shop. Sia got her Japanese voice. Okay, so Hero Balance. Lapis got some buffs, which is cool, because she is meta in Melee Light, which is very nice. Valencia got some buffs. That's nice to see as well. Again, she is another meta character for Melee Light. That's super cool. They adjusted the information for Yunha. Doesn't seem super relevant. But we have a new banner going on right now. You can get Beach Shapira, Eugene, Kai, Arabelle, Sumir, Miss Crom, Parvati, Ray, and Veronica. So right off the bat here, there is tons of good characters in this banner. The new Shapira is super amazing from what I've seen. Eugene is kind of mid. Kai is a phenomenal character. Definitely recommend picking him up. Arabelle is strong. Sumire is niche at best. Miss Crom is quite good. Parvati is one of the most meta characters in Coliseum right now, so for PvP, she's absolutely fantastic. Ray is phenomenal for pretty much any melee team, and Veronica is a character that I want to say hasn't aged super well. She's not bad, but she's definitely not in the spotlight anymore. And of course, all of their EX weapons are here to pick them up if you want to get those. Let's see, so we got a boost event. So double drops on Awakening Dungeon. That's super cool. Let's see, the giant capsule machine. So this is kind of like a gacha within the gacha game. So if you guys don't know, this is heavily inspired, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm spitting facts or not. So there's like these giant gacha things where you like put coins in, you turn the knob, and then it drops out like this little ball, and you open it up and there's a surprise inside. It's pretty much just like that. You know, you do event missions, you get the coins, you put the coins in there, and yeah, just more free stuff for doing stuff you were already doing. Always cool to see stuff like that. They have an explanation for the capsule machine event here. I pretty much talked about that already. The new guild raid is coming out. That is going to be this Thursday for most of us. Looks like we got light version of Viper Clan Leader, Dark Shadow Beast, Fire Minotaur, and Earth Empire Knight. So you're going to want to bring your basic, your light, your water, and your fire teams. So good luck, everyone, with that. Let's see. There's a new co-op mode, Camazone, new season. The Huntsman Memento shop got buffed, I guess. Like, there's new stuff in there. I think we talked about a lot of that stuff already. Don't forget to do your boss rush this week and pick up some of the new cool stuff. Okay, so this I saw something about in the game, the daily random set costume. So in the shop, they will be selling 4 gems, a full set of costumes. Now, on one hand, that's super nice, so you can get like the whole set and get your collection bonuses just like that, but at the same time, it also costs a couple, like 1,500 gems. So up to you guys if you want to be doing that or not. Okay. Okay, so there's some sorting improvements with the cards. New collection, new shop, costumes, new equipment costumes, new paid packages if you guys are interested in that. There was one here that I already picked up because it's technically a free to play pickup right here. So this epic limit breaking hammer package costs 5,000 gems, but you get a hammer. So I already picked that up, and I think that's incredible value, especially if you are limit breaking exclusive weapons. Definitely an easy pickup in my opinion. And then there's some other error and bug fixes, I guess. Doesn't seem like too much stuff there. But I hope you guys go check out the update in game, because there is definitely some good, cool, exciting stuff here. And also, the login bonus for 3rd anniversary is still going. It's got like another 2 weeks. And then the event bonus to pick up Garam's alt costume is still going. So definitely log in, get those bonuses, get those goodies, and have some fun. But with that said, I think that's going to go ahead and end today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.